me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. You call me a god. Let's go.
So this book right here has been causing a lot of controversy for some reason, because people seem to be under the impression that I must be a gold digger. And I'm one of the most down-to-earth people. I'm kind of frugal. So, you know, even with me being financially stable myself, I'm still a penny pincher, and I will always be like that. I don't care if I become a trillionaire. I will still eat top ramen. I will still look at the tag, because when I was younger and I burned through $1 million like an idiot, I was not looking at the price tag when I should have. So nowadays, I just do better with money because I'm smarter now. I'm older now. I get it. So anyway, the way that men respond to the fact that I even wrote this book lets me know exactly how much money they have in the bank account, because of how frustrated they sound, how upset they are at the fact that I even wrote a book called Marry Rich. They automatically assume that I'm teaching women all of these techniques to go after wealthy men. And of course, there are things in there that teach women how to be more attractive to wealthy men. What I do make sure that I do is teach women how to be better versions of themselves. That means they have to have a better attitude. They have to understand that just because a man is financially stable doesn't mean he has the best character in the world. It teaches women how to go out there and get their own money. It's doing what needs to be done, but you won't do that unless you read it. Now, I don't know why a lot of men just feel comfortable with mediocre lives. Men are asking me to write books to teach women how to deal with men who make a basic average income. And I'm like, who would need a damn guide to be able to do something like that? To them, that's like bare minimum. Okay, to them, that's like average, everyday, something that's easily attainable. Why would they need a guide to help them get through that? Why would I write a book called Marry the Average Man? Who would buy that book? What woman would buy a book called Marry the Average Man? I would literally write a book called Marry the Average Man just to see how many women actually buy it. Fellas, you may be okay with being mediocre, but these women are not. Sorry, sir. I'm going to read the introduction of my book. Okay. And if after I read this, you still feel like my book isn't something that you should purchase, then okay. Now, before I proceed, let's be clear. My relationship status will forever be none of your business. The last time I shared my relationship status and my relationship with the public, you guys tore it apart. Some men like to reduce me down to being a single mother. They'll say things like, why would you listen to a single mother about marrying rich? It's because they don't know my relationship status. They don't know if I'm married to a rich man. They know I have my own bread, but they don't know what I'm doing with other men. Last time y'all checked, I've been celibate for the past 6 years. I'm not going to tell you whether I broke my celibacy or not, and I got married. Just mind your business. Anyway, it is almost every woman's dream to be whisked away by a wealthy man who can spoil her rotten with lavish gifts, romantic trips, and quality time. But it seems that a lot of women don't really want the love of a man. They just want access to his money. Women are turning down coffee and ice cream dates because they want a date that is more expensive than their perfume. It's important to dispel the notion that women should feel guilty for desiring a partner who is financially successful or wealthy. This desire is not about being a gold digger, but rather a reflection of the desire for stability, security, and shared aspirations. Just as men are not villainized for seeking partners who are beautiful, intelligent, ambitious, or attractive, women should not... Justice! Be quiet. I'm trying to read a book. Just as men are not villainized for seeking partners who are beautiful, intelligent, ambitious, or attractive, women should not be ashamed for valuing financial stability. Most of the content I've seen on social media focusing on winning the heart of a wealthy man often carries a malicious undertone. Rather than promoting genuine connections, these materials may emphasize manipulation or ulterior motives. They can perpetuate harmful stereotypes and reduce relationships to a transactional level. Encouraging authenticity and true connections should always be prioritized over schemes or strategies that compromise honesty or exploit financial success. A healthy relationship should be built on mutual respect, understanding, and shared values rather than targeting someone based on their financial status. Love should be sincere and devoid of hidden agendas. With that being said, a lot of women are gold diggers, and wealthy men can spot them a mile away. Oftentimes, when men give women money before the dating process even begins, he's begin love bombing her exactly how a narc does. So don't be amazed when men feel extremely comfortable using Zelle or Cash App to impress you. Gold digging can be a term that women may not fully understand if they don't recognize the behavior in themselves. It refers to a situation where a person, regardless of their gender, is primarily attracted to a potential partner because of their financial status or material possessions. This can happen subtly, where you may find yourself drawn to someone based on their financial stability, their lavish lifestyle, or their ability to provide for you. It's important to acknowledge that desiring financial security and stability in a partner is not inherently wrong. However, when these desires overshadow the importance of genuine emotional connection and love, it can lead to unhealthy relationships, or something that may be transactional in nature and or temporary. It's essential to evaluate your motivations in a relationship. Are you genuinely interested in the person as a whole, or are you primarily focused on what they can provide financially? Recognizing the difference between valuing financial stability and being a gold digger can help you ensure your relationships are built on authenticity, emotional connection, and shared values rather than materialistic desires. This book will not only help you marry rich, but it will teach you how to become a lady of leisure, a woman who has the freedom to pursue leisure activities and is not required to work for a living. A woman who is independently wealthy, has inherited a significant fortune, or is supported by a wealthy partner or spouse. Such a woman is free to spend her time engaging in hobbies, traveling, entertaining guests, or otherwise indulging in the finer things in life without the restraints that come with having a job or a career. I was a lady of leisure for quite some time. It was my 23-year-old daughter who reminded me recently that she only saw me with one man who wasn't financially stable, and that was my son's father. My son is 5. Her father and I are still the best of friends, and he was always a great provider even after we broke things off. He is still a great father. I never had to guess whether or not he would be financially stable. He was like that from the very day I met him when I was 17. Yet at 37, I made a very big mistake by dating a blue-collar worker who was only making $12 an hour. Banking on a man's potential is one of the worst things a woman can do if she chooses the wrong man to do it with. He was the first and last low-income earner I wasted my time on. Sometimes I miss those days, then other times not so much. As a lady of leisure, I didn't waste my time or money on nonsense, that's for sure. Please remember that wealth is stealth. Keep your accumulated assets private. The wealthiest women in the world don't really feel the need to wear designer everything or to drape themselves with expensive jewelry to impress others. There's no need to flaunt when you have nothing to prove. Don't confuse women who promote the luxury aesthetic with women who are actually wealthy. There are many ways in which a woman can become a lady of leisure without relying on an inheritance or a wealthy partner. Some possibilities are as simple as building a career in a high-paying field, such as finance, law, or tech, and saving enough money to cover her living expenses without needing to work in the future. Starting her own successful business and using profits to support her leisurely lifestyle. Investing wisely in stocks, real estate, or other ventures that generate passive income. Living a frugal lifestyle and saving diligently, allowing her to retire early and pursue leisure activities without requiring a significant income. The odds of an average woman finding a multimillionaire or billionaire to date and eventually marry, thus making her a lady of leisure, are admittedly rather slim. However, it is important to remember that average is a subjective term, and also that contemporary society offers many opportunities for women to meet and connect with successful men. Firstly, it's important to acknowledge that the world's ultra-wealthy individuals are relatively a small fraction of the population, meaning that the prospect of meeting and marrying a billionaire is very slim indeed. However, just because the odds may be low does not mean that it is altogether impossible. In fact, there have been many instances of successful women meeting and marrying wealthy men, or even ascending high society by their own means and subsequent connections. Many successful celebrities, businesswomen, and socialites have turned their talent, beauty, and sheer persistence into a life of luxury alongside their doting partner.